What's your reaction to the verdict?
Okay, so this is going to be the second presidential transition after Kenya got a new constitution in the year 2010. The first was from President Moi Kibaki to Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013, and this also came after a contested presidential election in which Raila Odinga, who emerged second, went to the Supreme Court and challenged the victory. The Supreme Court disagreed with his petition and Uhuru Kenyatta was sworn in. So this is the second time in which we are having a presidential transition, again after a contested election declaration. One of the most important questions that observers were waiting to see what the court would say was on the split between the election commissioners, because a majority of the election commissioners, 4 of them, had disagreed with their chairman, who read the declaration that William Ruto was the president-elect. So what was interesting was that the court noted that the chair of the commission does not have dictatorial powers. He has to act or work with the other commissioners. But nonetheless, they also noted that the 7 commissioners worked together until the tail end of the process, and they did not find any cogent evidence to challenge the declaration of results. So, and the court therefore found that William Ruto was validly elected and was properly declared president-elect. This means that in the next 8 days, on Tuesday next week, 13th of September, William Ruto will be sworn into office and take office as the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya.
Charles, do we know if President-elect has spoken at this point?
The President-elect is yet to speak, but we are all waiting to hear his remarks. So far, we have got remarks from the lawyers for both William Ruto and Raila Odinga spoke. Those for William Ruto welcomed the verdict. They were very excited about it. Those for Raila Odinga disagreed with the court decision, shall respect it, even though they don't agree with the court.
So even with their disagreement with what has happened, this case is closed, right?
So all the parties had indicated before that they'll respect the court's outcome. In our constitutional dispensation, the Supreme Court, which is the apex court in Kenya, its decisions are final. So the parties have affirmed that they accept, in that sense, they respect the court's decision that it has brought to an end the election period in Kenya. And those who are not happy with the court's decision, they say they're exercising their democratic right to have a free opinion on whether to agree or disagree with the decision, but they are upholding the fact that the court has the last word constitutionally.
Now, what's next for Mr. Odinga after this 5th bid at the presidency?
So this was the 5th attempt for Raila Odinga to become the president of Kenya. He is reported to be 77 years old. We have 5-year term of presidency, and so in 2027, when we anticipate our next elections to be, he's likely to be 82 years old. Several observers believe that this might be his last bullet, using the terminology that has become popular here in Kenya, and that he'll have to reflect on the way forward. In the statement that he has issued, he had said that his struggle for democracy, transparency, and accountability is continuing, and in the days ahead, he will be engaging those who are aligned to these values and principles so that they can reflect on the way forward so that they can keep the fire burning.
What does the Supreme Court ruling say about Kenya's judicial system?
So Kenya's Supreme Court has had 4 occasions to determine presidential election petitions in the last 9 years. Because this is our 3rd election, and in 2017, we had 2 presidential elections after they nullified the first one. Their current record is a 75% record of upholding the verdict declared by the Electoral Commission and a 25% record of rejecting that verdict. And so, taken from this perspective, the Supreme Court has affirmed its independence and its authority, both against the government of the day and also against the strong opposition that has been popular in several parts of the country. They have, on previous occasions, decided with a split verdict. In 2017, it was a 5-2 decision when they nullified the result. Today, it is a unanimous 7-0 verdict in favor of upholding the results. The Deputy Chief Justice indicated that several people attempted to make calls to the judges. They turned off their phones so that they could focus on the job at hand without any kind of influence. And I think that was yet another indication that the judges value the independence and authority and integrity, and the lawyers who were in court for all the parties recognized and appreciated the work that the court did, the diligence, the effort, and the fact that they independently applied their mind to the issue without any covert or overt influence.
Charles Kanjama, thank you very much for joining us on Africa 54 today.